Hi, I'd like to try and set some of my poetry in context. I'd like to start with the poem Janine, which was completed on the 3rd of May 2002. A couple of nights previously I'd been watching Newsnight and there'd been an interview with a Palestinian woman in the ruins of what had been her home. Behind her there was just one wall left standing, and this wall was covered with Arabic script, and she was explaining that her daughter, a 12-year-old daughter, had written a letter on the wall volunteering to become a suicide bomber. This was such a horrific, shocking thought, and I felt it was very important to try and understand how such a thing could possibly come about. So the poem Janine tries to get inside the head of that 12-year-old girl. Janine, the birth of a suicide bomber. The writing is on the wall. Her finger directs your gaze to the childlike scrawl. There, on the pock-marked plaster, thoughtfully she skirted many bullet holes to make her point. Deaf to the tank's tread, deaf to orders barked in alien tongues, hearing only the cries of blooded children or the wailing of their mourners, she voiced her deadly prayer. Mother, let me die just like an angel. May death consume me like a flame once weak in darkness, but now alive and blazing round the heads of those who hold me fast here, stripping bare their minds until they too sear, stateless, without hope, breathless with my fear. The next poem I want to look at is War Chic. This was written almost a year to the day after Janine. It's interesting to look at this again, and against the background of the huge fuss there is now about the activities of the tabloid press. At the time, the Gulf War had just begun, and journalists were going into battle embedded with the troops. There was that famous picture of an American reporter riding into battle on the top of a tank, almost as if he himself was the tank commander. All of this was accompanied by this jingoistic, inflamed coverage by the tabloids, glorying in the whole event. And War Chic is supposed to come out of the mouth of a tabloid editor. War Chic. Give me pictures. Give me the gleaming bomb, the rocket launch at night. Give me the trembling sky. disintegrating light. Give me the golden man, his tan, muffled against the sand, hair flowing in the slipstream of careering tanks, in command. Give me the wide-eyed child, with parched lips, hand outstretched, wearing a chocolate smile, evidently poor but not quite wretched. Give me the keening sirens. Give me a sanctified hospital ward. Give me the photogenic wounded. Give me the hero on guard. Give me delirious crowds. Give me stars and stripes, statues crashing down. Give me patriotic hype. Give me banner headlines. Bold, uncomplicated, witty. Give me unbottled excitement. Give me buckets of pity. War Chic was published in the New Welsh Review, Autumn Edition 2003. Part of a feature on Welsh writers against the war. There were contributions from Menna Elfyn, Gillian Clarke, Owen Shears, and Stevie Davis, and not to mention a few others. And I was quite optimistic at this point that we're on the cusp of something quite important. Welsh writers playing a part in actually influencing events on the ground. Sad to say I was to be disappointed. We had the Gulf War, the war in Afghanistan, now the war in Libya, and very few voices have been raised consistently over that period of time. There's been the odd poem, but no movement. And it's a sad reflection really on the fact that although 2 million people came out on the streets to stop the war, no one took a blind bit of notice, and few people had the energy to keep pushing. So the final poem in this piece is about guilt. I was against the war. I did everything I could physically do to oppose it. And yet I still suffer from the enormous guilt at our collective failure and this is reflected in the third poem, Ghost on the Road from Samara. Ghost on the Road from Samara. This is her poem in praise of martyrdom. This is the last perfect imprint of her foot. This is her own bright green thread dripping from razor wire. Words inscribe themselves as if diamonds cut nervous script from right to left on smoked glass. These are not my words. This is not even my language. How can I be expected to understand? Why does she wait there, pointing like that? What can she want when she reaches out to knock on my door?